So you're probably here because you've been hearing about Electroneum on Facebook, social media, the internet, through your emails, all those different avenues, and you're probably wondering what the heck's going on. So in this video we're going to talk about what Electroneum is, the ICO that is happening, and some important factors that you need to consider if you're thinking about getting involved with this, and what to know. So two things that we should always think about in any ICO and really any business that we're getting involved in, but especially ICOs, which are initial coin offerings for the people that are new to the crypto space. So Electroneum right now is in the ICO phase, which means that they're distributing their token for a certain price before it really launches and gets traded on the exchanges. So right now I believe you can get an extra 10%, 10 or 11% on your Electroneum purchases, and that ends, I believe, today, which is October 17th. Yes, it's October 17th or 18th, and then the ICO ends, I believe, on the 31st of October, and then it launches on November 1st. So let's talk about what Electroneum is. So Electroneum is the first British cryptocurrency that is coming to the market. There'll be 21 billion coins in circulation, and that's total. So what they're trying to do is make it, in terms of the way it's presented, make it more like fiat currency with the one decimal place. Like if you're in America, you can have $5.84. But if it was Bitcoin, for example, I could have 0.00349 Bitcoin or 0.000024 Bitcoin. It's different with Electroneum, as they're trying to make it more sort of user-friendly on what we're used to. That will make people probably feel more comfortable and allow it to be easier to use and adopt by people, as it's something we're familiar with. So they're trying to make it simple to use through their applications, through a nice flowing simple user face with their smartphone. And that's one of the big things too. They're trying to reach out to the 2.2 billion smartphone users all over the world that can download the app, mine Electroneum through their mobile phone if they want to, and send, receive, store the cryptocurrency with ease, with fast transaction speeds through the development team and stuff that they're doing. And they also have the strong team behind them, kind of pushing this cryptocurrency to mainstream, if you will. So like I said before, the team is something to really consider, which we'll go over in a little bit. But just to look at this, the CEO, which is Richard Ellis, the man really behind it, has a large history in the digital space, had his own digital marketing agency when he was very young, grew that strong, and then he also founded another company worth 50 million. So he's had success, he has money, and the team behind this is actually pretty good. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So the way the mining will work is that the average person can mine this coin very easily. If you look at coins like Bitcoin, ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, for example, it's much harder for the average person to mine those coins. Most people just get out mining contracts with big companies with big mining rigs, for X amount of dollars, X amount of Bitcoin to mine that particular cryptocurrency, because it's easier than getting all the computers and hardware and using all the electricity and stuff like that. So what this is doing is it's looking to have a free downloadable app that you can mine cryptocurrency in the background, probably use some of your phone's battery power, maybe some of your data and the Wi-Fi that you're on as well. So that's one of the big things that they're doing in terms of innovation and being slightly different to other people. So they developed their own blockchain, app-based mining. They have an offline wallet that makes it easy and very secure to hold your Bitcoin there. You can check out Blockchain Explorer. The network is open and trusted and transparent, as all cryptocurrencies should be that utilize a blockchain. And then at the start of November 1st is when this will start trading, I believe, or launch, and it will enter into exchanges and really kind of set the tone there. And we'll see. It's always interesting when these things launch because of the up and down sort of ideals that they see. But for right now, you can get it for 1 cent US dollar. There are, I believe, there's 6.3 billion tokens available. The transactions will only ever need 1 decimal point, as we said before, which is a pretty big shift in cryptocurrencies in general, as usually they all use the satoshis, which is the 8 decimal points, and right now you can only buy it through Bitcoin and Ethereum, and all the unsold coins will go into the mining pool, so people can mine through their smartphone. So let's look at the team behind it. Now we know kind of what Electroneum is and what it's doing. So as we mentioned, let's click here, it might be easier. Richard Ellis, who's the CEO, kind of the guy behind it. They do have a good development team that they've got and hired, which will push things forward in terms of innovation and blockchain technology and taking this to the masses. They must have a strong marketing and social media team, because there is a lot of hype and a lot of talk of this coin. I think one thing that helps is like a truly launching British cryptocurrency, if you can say that. Cryptocurrency is kind of borderless, and that's how it's meant to be global. But the British team is behind this in terms of all these people. So the media team and the viral sort of social media team must have been doing something right, because this is all over the place, and I'm sure that's through obviously a lot of people coming on board with it. And then you can see Mark Robinson and Andy Denton, big money guys, investing in this, getting behind this, and advising what to do. So they've had 225,000 people come on board with this. They've raised over 31,000 Ethereum and over 3,000 Bitcoin. So I think they were hoping for 75,000 people during the ICO phase. So they've kind of smashed that. But one thing I do want you to think about is, obviously, one that I mentioned, like the team behind any sort of ICO, which I think these guys check the box, as they do have a good kind of management structure pushing this forward. And then 2 is it entering the marketplace in a unique way, and it's doing something different to other cryptocurrencies that are out there, because I don't know how seasoned you are with the cryptocurrency industry, and especially the ICOs that have been coming out over the last couple of years. Most of them are crap, because they're really not doing much different than the cryptocurrencies that already have been established. A lot of tokens and a lot of ICOs are created just to raise money for certain things and certain projects. They don't actually need a token tied to it. Bitcoin or Litecoin or something that's already established and in the market could easily take that place. A lot of these projects popping up are wanting to do ICOs to just literally raise money and raise capital for whatever they're doing. So that's something to think about. I don't think Electroneum is totally like that. They do obviously have a lot of people on board with this. They've done really well in terms of the team behind it, getting people excited and getting people on board early, which will only kind of help the cryptocurrency itself. And I do think one of the unique factors is the fact that you can mine it through your smartphone. But this is an image that I've seen the past kind of 4 or 5 days on Facebook, and I think it's pretty ludicrous. And something that people need to be very aware of when they're looking at certain things like this, and especially people who are not totally seasoned in the crypto space and what it all stands for. So just looking at the first one, Electroneum is designed for the 99%. Bitcoin is designed for the tech savvy, as I believe Bitcoin has 100 million users, I think. Let's check. Bitcoin number of users. Let's check this real quick. According to research by Cambridge, I wonder when this was taken. Let's do it for CoinDesk. This might be news to you too, or maybe you already know this. Bitcoin's did big challenge in 2016, reaching 100 million users by CoinDesk.com. That was 2016. So I'm sure, yeah, the challenge. So I'm sure they must be approaching 100 million. But nevertheless, the tech savvy, all you need is a wallet and an internet connection, and you can basically use Bitcoin. So that's always interesting how they're wording this. And I don't think this is from the corporate of Electroneum. I think this is from kind of people who are sharing their referral link and are kind of wanting to boost the hype. But what I'm getting at is, don't always believe what you see with these sort of things, because it could be a little bit of a stretching of the truth. This distributed for common usage, largely held by a few speculators. That's such a loose statement and such a kind of stretch of the truth. It's a little bit crazy. Centralized and public development team, only myths and legends. Pretty disrespectful to all the developers and all the work that's gone into Bitcoin. But hey ho, people will do what they gotta do to kind of push their referral link and sell certain things. The majority of Americans don't even know what Bitcoin is. That might be true. But the majority of Americans probably don't know what Electroneum is, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, or how the Federal Reserve's screwing them over. So, that's an interesting quote as well. So what I'm really trying to get at is, don't always kind of get enveloped in the hype. Make sure you are understanding what cryptocurrency is and how these new tokens that are coming into the market, trying to do something different, which is great. That's why I love this industry, because it's so innovative and people are trying to do different things and push this industry forward. But in terms of whether these things are going to be successful and do what they say they're going to do, people are saying, it's the likelihood of it reaching $1. It definitely has that chance, but that might not be for a while into the future. It's 1 cent to buy now. And one of their real goals is to get into kind of the gaming and gambling space, and make things much easier to get into those sort of industries through cryptocurrency and transferring value. Much more efficient as well. So that's fine if they want to get into those sort of areas. But in terms of a cryptocurrency for the masses and the development and projects behind it, that can take a lot of time and needs a lot of different factors to go in its way. And I don't see it, taking over Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin in that sort of sense, because they've obviously built a foundation up over years and years, but the underlying kind of technology and what they stand for in terms of Bitcoin being a very solid store of value, because of how it's mined and the money and the development that's gone into it. And then, for example, Ethereum, which has an amazing team behind it as well, but in terms of the smart contracts and the way that people can build applications on top of that platform will make it very valuable into the future. So when we're looking at these tokens, it's really important to consider multiple different factors, and what I don't want you to do is get lost in the hype and just put a bunch of money in this kind of aimlessly because you see so many other people doing the same thing. Not to say that this doesn't have a chance of being good, and a real kind of competitor in the market, because it could possibly, but it's always good to go in there with the right mindset. Strategy for Electroneum, and what I would say is, usually when these sort of things launch and it goes onto the exchanges, there's usually a nice pump that goes up, and there'll be a good price point of the coin early on, and then it will dip and come down, and then hopefully rise again, slowly and methodically. So if I was to buy a certain amount of this Electroneum, I would look to sell it straight away on the rise as soon as it gets onto the exchange. Sell it at a good price point. Hopefully it's above 1 cent. Make some money, be patient, wait for it to come down, and then maybe buy some back. That's my personal strategy. Maybe some people want to buy and hold for 6 months, a year, see if it grows. Maybe some people will buy it, sell it straight away on the pump, and never get back into it. If there's a lot of different ways to do it, I would say the first thing that I said is something that I would do. So I do see potential in it. There's a lot of people behind this. The team is good. So there are some upsides to it. It's just about knowing more about the platform and how it's different to other things, and if it's entering the market into a unique way. So with that being said, I hope you got some value from this video and understanding what Electroneum is and some things to think about. Please subscribe to the channel if you did find some value, and share this video so other people can too. I really appreciate your time. My name is Matt Sheriff. Make sure you check out the description box below if you're interested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, this industry. I have a newsletter with the latest and greatest in the crypto space. I'm sure you'll find some valuable info in there. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video, hopefully.